I'm excited because we're going to start tonight hearing from our two new golds, Dana and Shannon. Oh my gosh, I'm still like walking on cloud nine just from this past month. And I asked each of them to just kind of jump on and share because I feel like each one of them has had a unique path to get to gold. And has had to overcome different challenges as we all do. And so I just asked them to kind of jump on to share tonight, just kind of what mindset breakthroughs they felt like they had kind of getting to gold this month, what different actions, if any, they felt like they took, and to just kind of share what they feel like is really working and what worked this past month. So I'm just going to kind of toss it over to them. Dana, you want to start us off?
Yeah, I can go first.
Awesome.
I am still recovering from this respiratory thing, so I'm going to talk as long as I can without coughing. But yeah, so that being said, this month was really hard for me in terms of balance. I feel like with my home life, with my work life, with my children, with my personal health not being kind of where I wanted it to be, um, and then having these goals on top of that um, was something that I had to work through. And I think that everyone has their own challenges, and kind of those always end up overlapping in the worst way possible. And just kind of really striving to get through that is something that I focused on this month. And I think a lot of people can relate to having all of that pile up on you at once and just really wanting to get through to that end goal. A lot of us are super goal oriented, and Chelsea and I sat down multiple times and like we laid it out. Like, what do you need to do? What does this need to look like for you? And I just really focused on that. I've only been doing this for about 3.5 months. And so this is something that I'm continuing to work through in terms of my comfort level. I've never done something like this before. Network marketing is very new to me. I'm in the healthcare field, but this is a different way of sharing my knowledge and my experience. And so that's something that I've had to get comfortable in being uncomfortable sharing about this. And a lot of people that I've talked to, especially as I've been more and more open about what I'm doing with Plexus and why I'm passionate about it, they're like, oh, well, that's an MLM. And that kind of comes back at you. And I still remember back to Kim's call a few weeks ago, it was like, well, what about that? Like, what do you mean? Like, I don't want to do that. Like, what do you mean that's something that's negative in your mindset? And when you push those boundaries is when you start to really see people's reactions change. And I think all of us know, we take these products, we've seen massive changes in our own health from doing this, is that like these are gold for a lot of people. Like, this is changing people's lives in one way or another. And it's a different story for all of us, but it's changing all of our lives for different reasons. And when we focus on that, it is not an MLM. This is helping others. This is educating others. This is, making other people's lives healthier, making other people's ability to enjoy their lives from a financial standpoint better. And when you refocus your thought process like that, I feel like that was when I was like, okay, like this is good. This is something that I need to be giving back to the community and giving back to myself and to my family and to others that it could impact in the same way. And that kind of broke through a couple barriers for me. I feel like my comfort in terms of doing reach outs and talking more about different things, I got past the fear of being rejected. I got past the fear of being ghosted, and I was ghosted a lot and I was rejected a lot. And you run with it. People are going to say yes and people are going to say no, and you continue those conversations, you continue those, that communication with someone, even if they say, hey, no, not right now. Because I've already had multiple people come back and say, okay, well, now I think I want to do it. And so a no is not a forever no. And it's not something that reflects on you. It reflects on where that person is at in their life right now. And remembering that and not taking that personally is something that I really had to work through, but really broke through this last month. Um, I also really think that even though we've reached these levels, and this milestone for me is a big milestone and is a huge blessing for me, it doesn't mean that I've perfected anything. I've gone through steps of improving, and I understand areas that I need to continue to improve in. And I think it's just a continuation in terms of where I can find those holes that I need to fill and that I need to get more comfortable with. And so for me, I can share products and talk about the science and how they're going to improve your health all day long. Duplicating is something that I'm working on and I need to continue to work on. And so I think that continual reflection of just like, where am I at? What am I good at? What can I do better? What can I improve on? Where can I fill those gaps? And being conscious about that, taking time to sit down and say, hey, this is where I feel good. This is where I don't. Here's where I need to work at. And reaching out to everyone else, like talking to Chelsea about things. You know, I've talked to Libby and Shannon and Ashley, and, you know, you get feedback from people around you in terms of how you can improve and where you can reach out. And the community is one of the best things about this because I've been able to grow in myself, in my knowledge, and my ability to communicate, and my comfort level on social media, just from this group. And so I think just being comfortable with each other allows us to be able to grow and get that feedback and be realistic in terms of, you know, where we can improve and also help others with our strengths. Um, and that's been really pivotal for me. And I think this past 4 weeks, 5 weeks has really been the time frame where I've gotten comfortable with you girls and been able to be vulnerable and can now see a trajectory in terms of continued growth. And so I think that was a lot of it for me this month. It was just reflection and stopping myself from being scared and holding myself back and focusing on where I can improve and what each next month holds.
Oh my gosh. Let me just tell y'all something. One day, y'all are going to be sitting on a call and you're going to be listening to your new gold speak, and it's going to bring tears to your eyes. Like, I just want you to know, like, what is waiting on the other side of your obedience and your yes to this. Because one day you are going to be running a call just like this, and you're going to be emotional the way that I'm emotional right now. And it's amazing. I'm looking right now, and there are two of you that I knew before I started Plexus. Like, I've met all of you either through the internet or through Plexus in one way or another. And I can't imagine what my life would look like after that. Okay, just having a moment. Dana, everything I feel like you said, it's like you are coachable to the nines. Like 100%. So many people, my biggest takeaway from what you just said, so many people will say, okay, let me kind of figure this out in my head. Let me sort this out. Let me kind of get past this barrier, and then I'll take the action. You are one of those people who's like, I'm just gonna build the ship as we go. Like, we're taking the action and we're doing it. We don't have it all figured out yet, but I'm gonna be coachable. You're somebody who immediately implements. And that is such a huge piece to this. It's like, we're never going to master this. Something that Christina Williams said to me, and she's like a gajillion star diamond. I don't even know what she is. We were talking in Hawaii this year, and she said, we're all just regular women just figuring this thing out. Like, we're just all figuring this thing out as we go, you know? And I just take so much encouragement from that and everything that you said. Like, be coachable, get in there and put in the action. And also, don't put yourself on an island. Like, that's one of the biggest things I think when I started this, and I know Stephanie can attest to this. Like, I didn't know anybody. I didn't even know Stephanie when I first started this. I think I met her in person like a year after I joined Plexus, because she lived in Florida. I was in Georgia. But I was determined that I was going to build community around this. I intentionally reached out to different sidelines and build my own community until I was able to build my own team. So, Dana, I just love all of that. So good. So, so good.
And
So,
Chelsea, I think that speaks a lot about you too, because to make people feel comfortable that quickly to be able to be vulnerable in a setting like this and build that community is one of the biggest reasons I think a lot of people stick around, because the friendships and the knowledge that we get through this group of women is just invaluable.
well, you're sweet. The Lord has been so good to this. Like, I have prayed, I've told all of y'all this individually. I have prayed for years for you guys to be here, for this specific team right here. Every single person, like, edifies me. They edify our chat. And that is the hand of the Lord, like 100%, 100%. It has been an active prayer. So I love you. Thank you for sharing that. All right, Shannon, what you got?
Okay, I took some notes so I would remember, but oh my gosh, I might be emotional. I'm sorry. So just so you all know, like a little bit of where we're at, I gotta turn off these notifications. Um, so I've been self-employed my entire adult life. I did hair for 20 years, and then I've done real estate for the last 7. Um, and so real estate, anyway, the timing of everything, all that to say, I thought and I'm not putting myself down, so I hope you can hear my heart. I thought I would be better at this. I thought I would go faster. I didn't think it would be easy by any means. I just thought I would go faster. And there was this like conviction when I met Chelsea and every point thereafter that I knew this was something that I had to do and I knew I was going to do it. And so for me, my mountain has been when the physical part of this does not match the way that I feel. And I don't know if that makes sense. But if you looked at the financial part of this conviction, you'd be like, girl, there are other things that might be better. And so the week, maybe this month, in a personal level, this has been one of the most difficult years. And with a culmination of things this month brought me to like my lowest point. And I called Miss Ashley because she's like, how are you doing? And I was like, this is not it. This is not working, but nothing was working. And it sounds really dramatic, but there was every piece of my life outside of my kids doing really well that is not working. And she just loved on me because I was like, this isn't working. This is not working. And so, but it allowed me to just say it out loud because like you want it to work and you don't ever want to say that it's not. And she shared like a couple things that changed so much for me. And one of them was, there's beauty and beast of this statement. We hear all the time these women that come in, replace their incomes, retire their husbands, make 6 figures in 30 days. That's dramatic, but you get what I'm saying. And I think on some level, I wanted to do that. And I thought it was possible to do that. And when I don't create it, it feels like it's not meant to be, or I'm not her. And it's this level, I don't even know that it's comparison, but it's this expectation you place on yourself, knowing or not that if it's right, it will have this massive impact and success. And then we took time to scale back of like, also there's women that have taken years and years to create the same thing, and that I'm on a personal level, I'm not allowing my own journey, and it's okay. And it's okay. We just freaking don't quit. And I don't know if that is making sense or coming through, but I needed to have that moment where it's okay to say that it's not working and we're not going to quit. So what is not working? And so I needed to adjust my posture. I'm a follow-up queen. If you saw my DMs, you're not going anywhere. I will not forget about you. Let's freaking go. But we don't have signups. I think before that month, I had 4 or 5 carts out that have never been ordered. So there's gaps. And it gave me permission to be like, where are the gaps? Where's the part of being, yes, sales is service, and don't get me wrong, but we are in sales and we are not selling. So what are we not connecting? Because my heart is there and I love them and I believe in this, but she's not ordering her cart and we've sent her 3. So there was a moment that I think that I just needed to be like, what do I need to change? And so I am someone that like was watching my numbers, and I feel like I've talked about it and talked about it. We're going gold and we're going gold, and you don't hit it and it's devastating. And then this probably sounds weird, but I'm like, I'm going gold and I'm telling no one. It's me and God. We're going gold. And then it was awesome because Chelsea called me and was like, you're going to go gold. I'm like, shh. Like, I know, but we can't jinx it. Like, we're just, so here's where it was, is like, I think there is a little bit that has been blurry, even though I know the products has changed for me, even though there's a million testimonies, there's a tiny bit, I think, in my heart that felt like you are helping me. And it's come up multiple times. Like, everyone that knows anything about an MLM knows that I benefit financially. And I am in Utah, which, if you don't know, is the MLM hub. If there's an MLM or a starter, it starts here. And so a lot of people have a bad taste in their mouth. And so I'm like, you have got to figure out how to work through this objection. And so I feel like I changed my posture to, here's what we're going to do. Chelsea, here's what we're going to do. I can't wait for you. This is going to help you. And I believe that, but I think that there's a different way to say what I was trying to say. So that was one. And the second thing is I got real bold. And I have been afraid to bring, sometimes in real estate, it's a very transactional boss energy. And I'm trying to be softer in Plexus and not always bring that. And I'm like, the disconnect is like, be bold in love and skip the transactional piece of this. And so I have someone that has ghosted me 3 times in 3 carts. And I sent her a message and just said, I'm getting the feeling that you need me to stop messaging you. Am I wrong? And she was like, no, I want to order. And but when I sent it, it was like, ah. And then I sent her the cart and she was still hard. She was like, okay, I'm going to order tonight. And then she didn't order. So I sent her a message and I said, do you have 5 minutes to get on the phone so I can help you order? I want to make this so easy for you. And she ordered in less than 5 minutes. And so then I had another one that was like, I just sent all of my 5 carts within 48 hours ordered. So I don't know how to explain it except for like, this is what we're doing. This is how it's going to bless you. And I love you. And if this isn't for you, tell me. Like, tell me no. But I want, and so there was one, I have sent her pink drinks. She first of all didn't go pick it up from the mail. It like actually got sent back because the post office wouldn't hold it. Then I have a friend who does Plexus up north with me, sort of. So brought her the samples, wouldn't drink them for 2 weeks. Sent her a message, drinking my pink drink, wouldn't drink it. So I had this kind of energy in my DMs nonstop. So I just changed it of like, you know that I love you either way, and I will always be your friend. If you don't want to do this, just tell me. This would benefit your life. This is what I think you should order. What do you think? And she's like, send me a cart. And it sounds simple, but that's not the experience that I was having. And this is another one for all of you Instagrammers that maybe feel like me. I do not get a ton of engagement, anything Plexus related. If I post something, anything, I will have engagement. Plexus is really low. And then I had someone message me out of the blue. She was an old neighbor. I have not seen or spoken to in 5 years. And it was like, I have been following you the entire time. Do you think this would help me? And she has got a lot of health issues. It's going to require, Chelsea, there's multiple things. Like, it's not a simple one, but it was like that, just that moment of like, she's never hearted a single story, a single post. She's never sent me a message. She's never said one word to me in over a year. And so that was just another testament of like, people are watching. We cannot base likes and comments and engagement, for that matter, on the end all. She's 100% watching I have to make sure that I am bringing the value of how this can help other people, and then they will come. Instead of worrying so much about like who saw this, how's my engagement. It is important, but she wanted to know if it would work for her. And I know we say that all the time, but something clicked in my content when I changed my posture. So that is my long story of like, we're not quitting. And I think you have to set a timetable. We have to set goals. And it's really beautiful to look at other women and see what can be done. But God is tutoring me. I have a lot to learn. And there are skills that I have to develop to get to where I'm going. And you just can't quit. And we have to lean on each other when we have the throw in the towel moment, because I'm sure that won't be the last one, but that was for sure mine of like, I can't do this. I'm so mad. Why can't I do this? But it also leaves space to figure out how to do it. So, and then I feel like it quadrupled almost within that week. And it was good. My family doesn't like to talk about plexus or anything about it. And my brother was like, we do a FaceTime every week, and was like, what does gold mean? Did you hit like something in plexus? And we were able to have a quick little conversation. And I very casually said what I need to hit this month to accomplish my goals, to just set the pace. Like, I may be calling you. You will be ordering. But it was just like, I don't know, it just opened this space where I'm like, we just have to keep going when it's just not that pretty. I can look at Dana and be like, how did you do that fast? And I can also be like, it really doesn't matter. This is my journey, and we just cannot quit when it does not feel like it's working, even because I am working. So, but it's not working. And so then we just have to figure out where's the gaps. I think you guys say it all the time, but it's always in my head. I'm going to butcher it, but something like new levels bring new devils. And I'm like, I'm sure that is a never ending course. But I thought I would get to gold in 3 months, and we didn't get that way at all, but I would not trade all of the things I learned to get here. And I just can't quit. So that's what I got.
I don't know. Did you mean to like symbolically post your reel today when you were given this little chat tonight?
What do you mean?
Like, I feel like your reel that you posted today, like Stephanie, I
No,
know.
I posted it last night.
Oh, well, I saw it today. And
No, what do you mean?
I think like when you look at Shannon that started back like in last October, because it was last October that you started. You and I've had this conversation so many times. Like,
Yeah.
you are not the same woman. You're not. Like, you're not physically the same woman. You're not spiritually the same person. You're not emotional. You have grown so freaking much in the past year. And this is something I was actually talking to a girl today, and she was like, she has a huge team. And she was like, the 3 places that I see people want to quit the most is gold, emerald, and diamond. Like, believe it or not, like and Stephanie, you can attest to that. Like, like you just said, every new level is going to bring new devils. But I think it's so easy for us to like come into this and think, I want to be here now. And this is where I think, for me, at least, like my faith has played such a huge part in this. There are periods in my business where I thought I was going to get to Emerald a lot faster than I did. It took me 4 years to get to Emerald. And there were so many points within that 4 years that we would get close and then we'd fall back in points, or I'd get a runner and then she would leave and we'd go back. And I can look back now and see that I wasn't ready to lead the team that God had for me. Like I had to go through this process of growth. I had to bring myself to a more emotionally intelligent space, to a higher leadership level so that I was ready for that next leader who was going to join me. And it's a painful process sometimes. And sometimes it takes longer than we want it to take, but the Lord has a purpose for it. And I think that has been the thing, Shannon, that has kept me showing up during those seasons, is knowing that the Lord has not brought me here to leave me here. Like he has brought me here to do a work. He has brought me here to build a community. And I'm just going to keep showing up. I'm going to keep going all in and do whatever it takes to do this until he tells me to stop. And he hadn't told me to stop yet.
Do you know that part of the podcast? I listen to it constantly that Chelsea sent. I don't know what it is about it, but I can't count how many times I've listened to it. But every time I do, I'm like, it felt like that's the first time I've heard that. So I know I have to keep listening to it. You posted it on our team, but he says that if you have not grown into the level that you're trying to go, if you don't grow there and you get it, you'll destroy it. You will self-destruct. And so I just keep telling myself, like, I'm prepping to hold my team strong. We are gonna we're not gonna lose it when we get there. And this is all necessary for me to maintain at those next levels. There's lessons I have to learn. It's humbling. But
I think Shannon too, with all that being said, like in those moments, as I've had some of those moments too in different ways, like I can say something about every single person on this chat that I'm like, damn, I wish I could show up like that. And even though they like we all have those insecurities, like I look at you and how hard you're working and how hard all these girls are working, and there are things that you just want to pick out and be like, I am so envious of that. And I have just taken those thoughts and been like, I need to grow from these girls. And we all have different ways of like getting to whatever our personal goals are. But like, I think having so many people around us that it's just like, I look up to you. I look up to, several people on this chat that I've had conversations with is just a blessing, and just something that, I want you to know and the other girls to know too, that like y'all are invaluable in this setting and give so much to everyone else on this team too.
thank you.
Oh, so true.
No, I'm like, I don't know how you go from not knowing these people to being like my core people, human beings. But I'm grateful.
I love y'all. Everybody's coming to convention in Dallas this year. Okay. We're all coming. Everybody's coming.
Come to Texas, girls. I'm ready.
I know. I thought about you. I was like, you can just drive.
When you think about like the random strangers becoming your core people, some of these people were random freaking strangers on the internet and they were just at my wedding. That's weird. That's wild. Like,
I know.
that's crazy. It's wild.
That's true.
Yeah. Shannon, Chelsea had said that you had grown so much in the last year. I just met you in June at convention, and I feel like you have also grown so much in the last 6 months too. Like your content, I'm saving your videos all the time for content ideas. Like you have a true gift. And I stalk your profile every now and then. I'm like, dude, I'm waiting for the algorithm to like bless her so hard. It's coming. Like it is coming. I promise you, one day that stupid algorithm is gonna be like, all right, we'll give it to her, I guess. And it's just it's gonna go. I promise. Okay.
You're sweet. I've never made a reel before I met Chelsea. So it's taking me a minute. I appreciate that. Everyone's like, I love your dark filter. I'm like, that was an accident and now we're just rolling with it. It's fine. It is what it is.
I love that. Okay. Okay. It's 9:00. We're going to talk December strategy for just a minute. Okay. We're going to talk December strategy. We're not going to be long, but I do want to share this with y'all because I think it's important. Because I think the level of our success, not just in the month of December, because Christmas cash, all the things for December, but your success in January, February, and March is going to be contingent on the energy that you're bringing in December. And so I think it's important for us to just have this conversation. And I think it's also important for us to have the conversation that I think it's easy to look at a month like November, and it's easy to attribute our success and our team success to the free reset, which is still going on, by the way, this month. But I think it's easy to attribute it to that and say, oh, well, we had a big month because we had the free reset, and because I had something, free to offer, because I had something to get in my stories and talk about every day. But I want to challenge that thought. What if you didn't have a huge November? Or what if we didn't have such great energy on our team, not because of the free reset, but because we showed up differently? And the reason maybe we showed up differently is because we felt like we had a free offer. But I want to challenge your thought. Like, did you show up differently in November because we had a free reset to offer? And I think honestly, like most of us can say yes, right? Like I was excited to get in my stories and talk about the free reset. I was excited to get in and follow up with my people because we had a free reset. Wellness chats were more fun because we had a free reset. But I think it's also easy. Like if we can really step back and reflect, like what if I showed up every month with the same level of energy that I did with a free reset month? Your business would look completely different. Every single major rank up I've ever had, with the exception of Sapphire, and we didn't never necessarily have a freebie when I was going Sapphire, but we were doing like iPads. So when you signed up 6, you got a free iPad. So there was like a sign up incentive, but it wasn't a free reset or like a freebie or anything. Every other rank up I've ever had, we haven't had an incentive. They didn't start doing free resets until last year. So I want you to know that you can create energy on your team. You can create energy in your business without a freebie. And I want to challenge you that the energy that you showed up with in November, if you showed up like that every day in your business and every month in your business, the goals that you've set for yourself, you'd get there in half the time, maybe more than that, because of the way that you're showing up. And really what's behind that is just our own personal conviction and our drive to work. And I want to just quickly say this about December is that if you're not bringing that level of energy and intention to your audience and your potentials this month, somebody somewhere else is going to. Somebody somewhere else is going to, because everybody out there on the internet right now is selling something, whether it's a course, whether it's an MLM, whether it's another product that they're being an affiliate for. Somebody else is going to recruit the person of your dreams if you're not showing up as the person that they want to join. That's just the truth, because every single person I know right now is in need of an extra stream of income. And this industry and this kind of model is just becoming so normalized. And if we're not out there talking about it and we're not out there recruiting them, somebody else is going to. And so I want you to be the girl that they think about when they think about solutions, when they think about solutions for their health, when they think about solutions for their family financially. You want to know that you've shown up and been so consistent and casting so much vision for them that you are the girl. We've got to normalize becoming that girl. I think for so many years, like I was afraid to be that girl. I didn't want to be known as the Plexus girl. I wanted to kind of be Chelsea and then have a little Plexus thing going on the side. And I was afraid to be known as the Plexus girl. Now I want to be the Plexus girl. I don't want to be the annoying Plexus girl. I want to be the Plexus girl that is empowering other women to bring in income for their family. I don't want to be the girl that people are running away from at church, but I want to be the girl that people are gravitating to at church, because I'm a connector of people, because I'm empowering other women, because I'm doing it in a way that grows community. So I think we have to just kind of like reframe this idea of becoming that girl, because if you're not, somebody else is going to. So kind of the strategy that I'm approaching December with is, I think okay, let me back up. Anytime you want to go in and follow up. So we obviously have free resets again this month. We've got Christmas cash again this month, double perk credits. We just had Cyber Monday where we had free shipping. We have dollar VIP membership. So we have a lot of different offers for December. A lot of us at the end of November followed up with all of our people, right? How many of us followed up with all of our people at the end of November after we had been in conversations and we're like, last day to grab the reset? whenever you come back and you make a second touch point with people, you want to have a new offer. You want to have something new to bring to the table, or else you're just kind of a resounding gong. So we want to have something new to bring to the table. So kind of something that I'm doing, and this is where I want to encourage y'all to just kind of think about your business. I'm going to be coming back to that a lot this month because it's something that I'm doing in my personal business. Think about your business and think about, how can I bring something new to the people that I've already planted the seed with? How can I bring a new follow-up? How can I bring a new offer when we have the same offer from last month? Something that I'm doing this month, and y'all are welcome to join me on this. I'm just kind of putting this together this week. I've done a lot of wellness chats and invited people to a lot of events, but I also have a ton of people who had carts out at the end of November, a lot of people that I had conversations with. And I'm like, I need to have a little bit something different to invite them to. So starting tomorrow, I'm going to do a 3-day wellness chat over in Instagram. And it's going to be mostly stories. I've asked some of y'all already to record a little video, just a 1-minute video of your Plexus story. And over the course of 3 days, it's just going to be a Plexus story wellness event. And each day I'm going to drop a couple of 1-minute testimonies in there. At the end, every day I'm going to do a couple of little Amazon giveaways in there for people who double tap. And then I'm going to share the free reset at the end of it. And it's just a new way to invite people to come and check out some stories. Maybe I've sent them Triplex information. Maybe I've sent them information on Slim and Active, but they haven't seen in-person stories. They haven't seen real live testimony videos from my friends, from people I know in real life. So I'm just sitting down and I'm thinking, okay, what's something I can do differently to invite people to? And I want to challenge y'all to do the same thing this month. So I'm running this tomorrow, and y'all are welcome to jump in and invite to it as your own or run your own. But I think it's a really cool thing to be talking about over the next 3 days. You can add people to it as it's kind of in progress, and they can scroll back and look at the stories. But just be thinking about, what is something a little bit different I can do to shake up my business in the next couple of days. And this is the other thing I want to say, and we can kind of open it up if we want to. I know we're kind of running late. I don't want to, run too late into the night. Christmas is coming. All of the holiday parties, all of the holiday hustle and bustle are coming for us. They are coming for us. So what I really want to encourage y'all to do is front load this month. If you don't do anything else for yourself, set yourself almost like a deadline for your personal recruitment. For me, it's December 10th. I want to have my Christmas cash earned by December 10th, because I want my people, I want to have that book closed on my personal recruitment, because I want to be able to talk to those people about the Christmas cash the last 20 days of the month. Because if you're not getting on there and talking to people about Christmas cash, and you're not signing people up until December 28th, we are going to sign people up on December 28th, because everybody after Christmas, everybody and their mama is going to be wanting the reset. But I want to be intentional to those people who need the Christmas cash this month. I want to give them as much time as possible to earn that in the month of December. Something they said on the Jewel call this month that really hit me was, I don't want to block somebody's blessing in December. I look at Brandy, and she's on this call. She started sharing the end of October. Brandy, I don't even know how much money you earned last month, over $1,200 or something with Plexus. Imagine if I had not shared with her. Imagine if I had not shared with her. She had the whole month to earn senior silver and earn the Christmas cash last month. And I want you to have Brandy's picture burned into your mind as you're sharing on social media. What if I had blocked her from that blessing? What if I had been afraid to reach out to her because she was intimidating, and has an amazing personality, and she's probably going to be better at this than me? What if I allowed that intimidation to keep me from reaching out to her? Are you raising your hand?
I want to piggyback off of what Libby had said earlier. If you've not done what she said she does, hey, I've watched you and whatever, y'all, that's how Chelsea hooked me. I've known Chelsea now for several years. I teach one of her kids, so I know how amazing she is, and I've watched her do Plexus, and I have done some other things in the past, but it was always I don't know. But she reached out to me. She sent me a voice note. She was like, I don't even know if this is on your radar, but I would love to work with you. Y'all, if they're in a place where it's something that they're even remotely considering, that personal connection, that validation of I see you and your odds, like we all need that. We need people, or we want people to look at us, not like and pat us on the back, but we do. We're humans. We need that validation, especially from other women. And so for when she did that, and I was like, that's who I want to work with. I want to work with somebody who wants to work with me, not just somebody who I'm, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's how we get people in conversations, but I want to work with somebody who wants to work with me. And other women want to do the same thing with you. They want to work with you when you want to work with them. So Libby, like, hit the nail on the head. Like, that's how you connect with them, I think, in that way. Sorry.
No, and 100%. And like having that attitude of like, what if this is her time? Like, what if she wants to do this and I don't reach out to her? I think it's easy for us to just kind of think she probably doesn't. Like, she probably doesn't. And you know what? 9 out of 10 of them probably don't. 99 out of 100 of them probably don't, because this is not for everybody. Kim and I were talking today, and I said, we are looking for the 1%. Everybody on this call is a 1%er. But the encouraging part about that is if we are the 1%, there are more of us out there. We just have to be willing to go get them, y'all. We've got to be willing to go get the Ashleys, to go get the Danas, to go get the Brandys, give them the belief in themselves that they can do this too, and put them in a circle and put them at a table where they can be successful. That's what this is about. So don't block the blessing. I'm going to encourage you, front load your month, freaking get your people, go get your Christmas cash before the 10th. Plexus is actually, they've said they're going to pay it out by the 19th. If you've earned it on the first half of the month, they're paying all the Christmas cash out by the 19th. And then use the back end of this month to just talk about this opportunity. Help people earn their own Christmas cash. And then everything after Christmas with the reset is just going to be icing on the cake, because you're going to have people coming to you after Christmas for our January groups, which are going to be bananas. And it's just going to all be icing on the cake. So, yeah, I'm going to just encourage y'all, dig in these first 10 to 15 days of December. Get up early, go to bed late, stay up late, get up late, whatever it is that you've got to do it. Do it. This is how we level up. It's not easy to level up, but this is how we level up. We get in there and we do the hard things. All right, I had more to say, but it's late. Anybody else want to say anything before we close out? I will, I don't want to drop it. I'm probably not going to drop it in our big team chat, because I don't think Kim is going to do the 3-day thing, and I don't want to confuse people. But if you want to be in that Instagram chat that I'm starting, just shoot me a DM and I'll add you to it. I'm excited for it. I think it'll be great to add people too.
I like to say something real fast.
You always have the floor, Steph.
I was taking notes because sometimes I'm like, I hear, thoughts come to mind or people share things. And then by the time I get on the mic, I'm like, dang it, what was I going to say? Dana, Brandy, I know I have not met you two personally. I've heard so much about y'all, and I'm so grateful to have you on our team. And I cannot wait to meet you guys in person. I really can't. Shannon, so many things you said. I know you and I have had long conversations in the past, like especially when you were first stepping into this. So I just want to say this. Chelsea's probably told y'all our story, and I know I've shared bits and pieces of it on calls. We did not know each other. We were connected by a mutual friend, and Chelsea wasn't interested at all. And I was like, hey, just try this probiotic, and if it's for you, it's for you. And I really felt like that was a big growth edge for me at that point, because I was intimidated to talk to her because she was like, nope, not doing it. I've been approached by stuff like this. I'm not, and I just felt this calm, like, I'm not here to convince you. Like, this is work for me. You try this. If this works for you, let me know. So I want to say there's a lot of power in not feeling like you need to convince people, because you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. She was the right person. This product helped her. And at the end of the day, that's what we want. We want people that believe in these products. Somebody asked me a couple of years ago, all of the jewels on your team, the leaders on your team, what's one thing that they have in common? Almost none of them, very few of them have been in MLMs before. They are all big believers in these products, and they fell in love with the products, period. So that's a whole other conversation about talking about the products, or do I share the business or whatever, I'm just a firm believer. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person. I heard somebody give this analogy recently, and I thought, man, this so maps on to Plexus. When you start this business, especially in the first year or two, I kind of felt like my head was on a swivel for the first couple years because I wasn't in this industry. I didn't know anything about it. And I'm somebody that wants to consume all the information and learn all the things. But somebody said, this is like when you first buy a house and you don't have all your furniture yet, or maybe you move into an apartment and you don't have all your furniture yet, whatever. I think every single one of us in this call can relate to that, where you've been in that place where you don't know what you're going to make for dinner. You might have to order a pizza. You might have to, open a bottle of wine with, I don't know, a shoe against the wall or whatever hack you can, you know what I mean? Like you just figure it out. And that's how this business is. There, you just need to figure things out. I know I certainly felt like that getting into it. And I can tell every single one of you on this call, and I know I don't need to say this, there's no better leader than Chelsea Dassinger to help you figure those things out. The magic sauce, I think Chelsea and I have had this conversation, like, Chelsea, we've talked so many times about what is that thing? What is the name of it, or how do we describe it when somebody just turns a corner in this and they just go all in, and like things shift, and you know it when you see it, but it's hard to describe. It's hard to write on a checklist to tell people what to do. I'm here to tell you it's to bring your whole self into this business. You bring your whole self into this business. What do I mean by that? Shannon being a real estate agent, me being in law enforcement. When I started this for so many years, I was like, my law enforcement career was here. Plexus is here. How do I fit into Plexus? And so many women naturally do this. How do I do this Plexus thing? You do it by showing up as you. You bring all of what you have to this table, even if you've never sold a thing, even if you've done businesses like this in the past, whatever. You bring all of yourself into this because that's what sells people. And that's what makes, I have a dozen friends, at least, that I know are realtors around me in Jacksonville. There's one that I would call if I needed to sell my mother's home. There's one, because she has that, because she brings her whole self into this. So there's, you might see a million Plexus people in your news feed or people selling other things. There's a reason why people come to you, and it's because they bring their whole self into this. So when people know that you are all in, people can sense that. They know that about you. It doesn't mean you have to make a million posts, or God forbid, if you don't show up in your stories one week. People just sense the difference when your soul and your spirit, you are solid and you are all in. This is what I do. So if I don't show up on social media, I'm not saying, I'm just using that example because I'm somebody not on social media a whole lot. People still know to call me. So I want to say that to y'all. Bring your whole selves into this. No matter if you are trying to re-rank, no matter if you hadn't hit your goal, wherever you're at, bring your whole selves unapologetically into this, because you will catch the right person. That's all. That's the most important thing I want to say. You are never too late. You are not behind. You have everything it takes. And trust me when I say you are so supported in this. So if you can't, I'm somebody that I freak out when if I need an answer and I need it right now, and I'm here to tell you, I tell people on my team all the time, if I don't know the answer, I will get it for you. We're all in here to support each other. So I just really can't say that enough. Bring your whole selves into this. Coming into 2025. That's what we're doing. We are all in, not a toe, not a leg. We are diving in, cannonballing in,
I feel like
unapologetic.
I'm gonna make shirts that say that girl. I feel like I'm gonna make
Yes,
shirts.
that girl. That girl. That's
Love-
right.
Oh my gosh. That's so true. That's so true. And I feel like it kind of goes back to that idea too of like, okay, think about the areas of your business that you're not all in. Like, is it in your mindset? Is it in the personal development world? Is it in the social media world? Is it in your conversations? Is it in the way that you talk about Plexus? Like when you're not in your Plexus circle, Where are you not all in, and allow yourself to go all in? And that's why I felt like I needed to just officially make an announcement that I was unniching on Instagram, because I had created this little box that I had to stay in this little declutter world, and I wasn't allowed to talk about plexus. And I was like, I need to be able to talk about plexus on my feed. This is a part of who I am, and I'm not being authentic to who I am. So it's constantly identifying those areas. I need to strip this down. I need to simplify this. I need to go all in. Libby's weeping. I've said enough.
No, I'm taking my makeup off. I love you, but I'm not crying. I'm not crying.
I love
But
y'all.
if I was, it would be out of this side. So yeah, that's accurate. That's Bill's palsy joke. It's funny. You're supposed to laugh. Steph's face is like, I don't know if I'm supposed to laugh. Please laugh. If you don't, the trauma was for nothing, and that's not fun.
Oh my gosh. I love y'all so much. I'm so excited for December and all that's to come. Oh my goodness.
You guys are gold. We have like the best support on the planet. There's no one
No,
that can convince me
you're-
otherwise.
I can't even say anything tonight because I'm just going to cry. Oh, I love you all.
And I want to reiterate this, you guys. Chelsea knows me. Well, I know a lot of you guys know me, but I'm just saying, if I'm not somebody that's 24/7 in the chats, if you guys need me, please message me, text me, reach out to me. I find myself doing so much more one-on-one stuff with people. I coach a lot of people on our team. Like, you are never bothering me. Please reach out to me. I just want to say that. Don't ever feel like I don't care if we've met in person. I am here to support you. So please do.
All righty, y'all. Love you guys. See y'all in the chats tomorrow.
Love you guys.